Hey guys, this is Magic here, and it's time for MTG Mistakes Part 17. This one has got to be one of my favorites, and it's not even so much a mistake, it's just something that people are not doing that they should be doing. So it's more of a tip, really, but hey, let's keep it in the same series. Why not? When you get away with this, well, honestly, it's going to take a little bit of a poker face to even work in the first place, but you're going to need a poker face to not let on what you just did. And I do this all the time, and I hope nobody at my local gaming store is listening. Now, there are different levels of shady crap that people do in certain games, like, letting people interpret the rules wrong without correcting them, and then they take a misaction and you never tell them. Like, that's too shady for me. That's about an 8 out of 10. I'm not going to do that. Except at a high-level tournament, then you're on your own. Otherwise, this one I'd give about a 4 out of 10, maybe a 5, so this might be a little too shady for some of you to pull off, but I do think it's hilarious, and it's certainly part of the game. I mean, it is definitely in line with how the game works. In fact, I'm downgrading it to a 4 out of 10 on the Shadeometer. So this one's really simple. There's not that much to it, but some people write it off as, like, not worth doing. Everything is worth doing. Every single little tiny thing that you could do to win is worth doing, trust me. Let's say your opponent has a 2-2 on the field, and you have a 1-2 on the field, and yours came out first, and he brought out the 2-2 blocker, so it's like turn 2 or 3 or whatever. So you look at your cards, you do this, you kind of rush in the turn, nothing going on, drop your land, whatever, and then just as casually as can be, just as if nothing weird was going on, you say, end all attack. Then you tap your 1-2 to attack, and they look at you, and you gotta go blank face. Like, there is absolutely nothing weird about that. You don't say, haha, want to trade? Because then they're like, oh, okay, could still be a trap, but oh, I get it. You just attack and then just straight face. Chances are, with 20 versus 20 health, they're going to probably not block. And you would think they'll block, they can kill me. Not always. Now, here's the thing. You're going to get counter-swung at. So what you probably should do is during your second main phase, bring something else out. Bring out like a 1-1 chump blocker, 1-3, 2-1, just something that would reasonably block. Otherwise, you getting them down to 18 is pointless because they're going to get you down to 18. Although it is a 2-point advantage, like your turn comes first and you did the 2 damage first. So in like a burn deck or like an ambush double strike deck, that might be enough. But usually, even if they have a 3-3 and I swing with a 1-1, that's even more suspicious. That works way better because there's just no reason to do it. Like a 2-2 versus a 2-1, okay, they just think you want to trade. And then instead of trading, they trade damage. They swing at you and you each take 2 damage, basically. But if you look at a 1-1 swing against a 3-3, somebody thinks, well, what the hell? Like, he's probably trying to take out my 3-3. He's going to ambush it, and the 1-1's going to live. There's so much of that right now. I mean, I think Butcher's Glee is still legal. Grotesque Mutation, Touch of Moonglove. I think the Poison one is illegal. I love that card, too. That one was awesome. But there's so much ambush. I mean, in green, there's ambush. In red, there's boost ambush. In white, there's ambush. Black, there's ambush. I don't recall any blue ambush, but I'm sure it's out there. I mean, there's some, like, flash-in stuff you can do. I don't know. You can flicker it, whatever. It wouldn't still be attacking if you flickered it, but still. So when it's like a blatant mismatch, they're probably not going to block it because they don't want to lose their 3-3, and it's just 1 damage. Well, you might be thinking the same thing. Oh, it's just 1 damage. Well, yeah, but you might win the game by 1 damage. I mean, you know how your deck works. If it hits for like 2 and 3 damage at a time, 1 damage is huge. In fact, if it hits for almost always 18 because you're running a double strike deck, or, prowess double strike, like, for example, my deck, then, getting them down 1 or 2 extra points is huge. That's everything. It is game winning. Now, don't do this all the time or people are going to figure it out. They're going to start blocking you. They'll just get so sick of your crap that, they'll just suspect you're lying, block anyway. If they lose their creature, they lose their creature. But if they kill your attacker, then they didn't fall for it and they're happy. It kind of flips in their mind to being more beneficial to block it. That's why once in a while I do play Boost Ambush, so you never know what the hell I'm going to do. So people are like, oh, he's doing that trick again. He's just trying to get that 1 damage and he thinks it won't block, and then boom, +3, they're dead. Oh, by the way, I just realized Coat with Venom is still legal. Awesome. So the ideal circumstance is if you have like a 0-4 or like a 1-3 and they have a 2-2, something like that, where you could block them on the counter swing, and then you have like a 1/1 or something smaller, a 2/1 or something like that. So you swing with that, and then you still have the blocker. Otherwise, like I said, they're going to counter swing, and now you're only doing 1 damage. They're going to counter swing for 3. They don't have to believe you or not believe you. That's just math. Of course they'll let it through, because then you can't chump block their 3/3 on the swing. So you want to make sure that it's a circumstance where they can't retaliate, and when they deeply suspect that you're going to boost something, you know, if they haven't seen your entire deck design, if they know exactly what's in the deck, like you borrowed their deck and it's their deck and they built it, you're probably not fooling anyone then. I seriously just had that happen last Friday. Like, I was playing against it and I go, oh, but I wonder if you're going to, oh, that's right, that's not in the deck. I don't have that. I built the damn deck. And then, of course, the bonus tip is don't fall for that. If you suspect that your opponent's doing that, check them every single time, and, you know, you'd have to have pretty good reason to believe that they're not going to kill your creature, but honestly, a 1/1, is it really going to survive it? I mean, other than Coat with Venom, a lot of the other ones don't quite save him. You know, if he +3/+0s them, he's still dead. I mean, yeah, you're both dead, but he's dead. So it's not that bad of a trade-off. I mean, a 3/3 is better than a 1/1, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, it's not game-ruining. Going down 1 or 2 life points extra on like turn 2 or 3, that is game losing right there, potentially. So hopefully you guys can pull off at least one of those little sly maneuvers at your next F&M, and I will see you guys next video.